I know you guys didn't get the got it message, right? Anyways, so I'm super, super pumped about this because I think this team that we've assembled is really, really, really powerful. I've talked to most of you personally lately, although Tiffany, I want you and I to hop on a call this week and kind of touch base because it's been a little while with your shit show life. Anyways, but we're going to I think we're going to crush it. I know each of your individual stories and I kind of know where you're at in your journey and your business. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for each one of us. So I'm hoping that you're coming into this Team Cup in a mindset of really wanting to use this as an opportunity to drive your business forward and to drive yourself personally as like a human forward, right? Take some risk, grow, challenge yourself, like dig deep, because this is such an opportunity. All the stats from Beachbody about Team Cup are that you will move your business ahead. Like people who do Team Cup get more, Success Club points, advance faster, do all these things. There's a ton of stats behind it. What I have experienced though, with Team Cup that I am expecting for us to do is that when you have a Team Cup where all 5 people are showing up, it really, the numbers at the end of the day almost don't matter because everyone moves forward because you did it as a team. And that's really where I'm so freaking passionate. And I know the people we have on this team are going to be the right ones to have in the boat to move the boat forward. So I started last week with asking you guys to watch that Julie Voris call. And I actually just wanted to kick off and kind of hear, where are you at with Team Cup? How are you feeling? You can share if it's your first time or if you've done it before, kind of experiences, positive or negative, whatever you want to kind of say there. And then also, what did you take away from that Julie Voris call? I'm kind of curious about both of those to kick us off. So is there someone who wants to kick off Team Cup, how are you feeling, and what you took away from that call that I had you guys listen to? Go for it, Rebecca.
Okay, so Julie Voris's call was the best. I think it was appropriately named, right? Best of the best call. So I listened to it twice, and one of the things that I took away, well, there's quite a few, but I'll point out the one that it's the only invite script is the only invite script that matters is the one inside your head. That was the one thing that I took out of it because I'm always inside my head whenever I invite. And I have been working up to that and just being more comfortable with talking to people and just leading in the conversations. And the other one that she pointed out too, because a lot of people bring up the pandemic. I did not navigate the last 18 months of a pandemic to play small.
Yes.
And it's oh, wake up call. So what that brings me into Team Cup is that I'm excited, but I'm nervous.
Okay.
I am very, very nervous because I have big expectations of myself and kicked it with a great team last time. And I know I can do it again this time. But I got to get out of my head of don't worry about disappointing yourself already before you even started.
Okay, so can you please share about your Team Cup last time? Because I don't know that everyone knows that.
So last time, our team, Wonder Women, it was with Kim Ron, Lori Davis Hanley, Juliet, can't remember her last name, and
Sam's,
and Greenlee. Oh, what is her first name? Sweet Lady, Sherry. And we were just a hodgepodge of people who didn't really know each other. Somebody knew one person knew the other, and we all came together and just went for it. We had high expectations of SC. I can't remember what my SC was that month, but just kept inviting, and just the overall pumped. Every week we had our downs, we had our ups, but what happened was in that last bit of a stretch, they send you weekly updates of your points and where you are. And Kim is in the central region because that's where your region is, whoever your team leader is at. And turned out in the third week, we were number 2 in the region. And we were like, what? And did not even know. Like, we were just going, we're like, well, our goals were only to get the sweatshirts that I still have not gotten. They never sent them to me. I never got the stick. I never got the sweatshirt. And the whole thing was to get the Control Freak sweatshirt. So that was our goal. It wasn't anything huge. We all had
I'd be calling Coach Relations. Just saying, I'd be calling Coach Relations. But moving
I have
on.
twice, and I just gave up. I gave up on it.
Okay.
Because it just wasn't worth the headache that I was going through at the time. Like Julie says, if it's not filling your cup, throw it away. So it didn't fill my cup. And so all of a sudden Kim's like, we are number 2. Do you know what we get if we are number 1? And none of us knew what we would get. And it was a Fitbit. And only one person had a Fitbit, and the other 2 other people had Apple Watches. So I'm like, I've never had a Fitbit. I've always wanted a Fitbit. We're going for it. And all it was points. It's whatever you did, however you did points. So by then it was inviting people to your group. And it was just a lot of getting out of our shells. And we waited and we waited. And on March 10th, we hit number 1 in the region, and we got Fitbit. So that's what mattered to me, is why I can say I never got my sweatshirt, but I got my Fitbit.
Yay!
And the original band even says Beachbody on it. So it's super cute. There's nothing else extravagant about it, but the fact that we got a Fitbit was just like,
Right. Awesome.
So for me, I do enjoy getting prizes. I enjoy rewards. So I like the fact that the rewards are pretty simple this time. They're not sending you anything.
Right.
It's going to get stuck in the mail. But that's a little sidetracky. But yeah, I'm excited for it because one of the things I came up with was what's going to fuel my fire. And things like this fuel me. I'm like you. I'm competitive, Laura. I like the competitiveness of things, and in all fun. So
I won't work for donuts though.
You won't work for donuts?
Alexis should laugh at that. Yeah, it's an inside work joke.
Okay.
It's a longer story, so I won't tell it. That's awesome. Okay, so Rebecca just told us a huge thing. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, perfect. Wait, can we go to the around the block?
Yeah.
Do we need the gizmo?
No.
No?
Go.
No, around the shopping center. I mean.
Oh yeah, take it with you. Okay.
Oh.
Rebecca just told us something really important. So she told us what she's excited for. She's told us she's had past success. She's told us though that she also gets in her head. And so part of this call is I want us to realize some realities about each other so that we can encourage one another, right? We know that about Rebecca. So like, that doesn't mean you pull away. If you think Rebecca's in her head, in our little thread, like you can say, Rebecca, are you in your head right now? Like she will let us know. I know Rebecca well enough. Like this is an opportunity for us to encourage each other and know where our, weaknesses are or our struggles are. So Rebecca, great kickoff. I listened to that call with Julie 1.5 times so far. I'll probably listen to it again. And so I can't agree with you more about how powerful that call was. The rewards, and I'll do everyone else in a minute, in case you guys don't realize, the rewards, if you get Success Club yourself, Success Club 5, you are going to get on it sounds like a call, a workshop with this Carissa Coaches. I don't know her. I will tell you who I do know is Tony Robbins. And everything that Tony Robbins does, I can't speak highly enough about. The man has changed my life. I love him so much. And so I try, his name's with that, which makes me think this is really a great prize. So you definitely want to get that. I already expect that we're all going to get Success Club anyways. So I see us being able to enjoy that. The next thing, in case you didn't realize, if all 5 of us get Success Club, which again, I'm expecting that that's what we're going to do, we all get $100 bonus. Boom, $100. Like, I want a free $100. Like, I don't know who doesn't want a free $100. So that to me is like, honestly, more motivating. That like the sweatshirt that Rebecca spoke about, that was the prize for the last Team Cup. That sweatshirt cost like $50. Like, this is a much bigger prize than they normally give, to be honest, in cash. Frick yeah. Then they have for 5 team members, Success Club 5. So if we're one of the top teams, which by the way, I used to think I couldn't be one of the top teams. That's a limiting belief. Like, there is no reason we can't be a top team. Just so you know, like, if you read that and you're like, we can't do that, you're lying to yourself. We can do anything that we choose to. Like, so you do not have to put that ceiling on you, because it doesn't exist. You're the one making that. Like, that doesn't actually exist. Any team can do this. That the top 10 team award is freaking amazing. I would crap my pants to get this one. It is to go to, you actually get tickets to Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins in November 2022. Just so you know, Tony Robbins events cost thousands of dollars. Like, that's a thousands of dollars prize right there. That one would be freaking amazing. And then the champion team, the one who gets the most, looks like they each get $1,000 bonus each. So those are the 4 prizes. So it's personal development prizes and money prizes is the prizes that we're working towards. All right, now that we got prizes out of the way, who wants to go next about how you're feeling about Team Cup, and then the Julie Voris call?
I can go next.
Awesome.
So I resonated a lot with Rebecca's quote too, because like, to survive this year for me has been even more challenging, and survive was my word for this year. So,
and we talked about that. You're not ever picking a word like survive again for your word of the year. That was a bad decision. We got to fix it for next year.
Yeah, the universe was like, I up that Annie. So yeah, surviving this year, and it's only September, has been rough. So that definitely resonated with me, and I get really discouraged easily. Like, things will start going well, and then all of a sudden it's like a snowball of everything that can go wrong does go wrong, and then I get super discouraged and I kind of like go into a hole. So that's probably my biggest thing, is like, I snowball out and then just kind of give up on everything, and I'm like, well, nothing's going right. So that's my fear. I've never done the cup before. Yeah, but I'm excited because we have such a small team. I feel like it'll be easier to motivate each other. So I feel like with the constant accountability and motivating, it'll be easier to keep up. And I printed all the papers off of the thing because I don't have the internet. So I stole some school resources and printed them at work. But
Awesome. Did you listen to the Julie Voris call?
Yeah. Yep, I did.
What did you find in there that what spoke to you from that?
Like I said, it was mainly like what Rebecca was saying with like the surviving this year. You're not going to survive this year to just have an average year next year was a big deal to me.
Awesome. So Tiffany, for you, I actually would like make that your lock screen perhaps on your phone. Like, I'd make it something you see all the time. Like, get that base reminder, because I know your year. I know you disclosed to our group some of where you're at. Like,
yeah,
you are going through hell right now, and I know that.
Right.
And I think that quote is like so freaking powerful for where you are. because you're not just surviving this to survive this. I made a video yesterday where I was working out. I talked to a life coach the day before. I could tell you about that too. But it was about this idea that when you're going through struggle, like to remember that there's something in that. There's a message in that. There's something there that you're supposed to be learning. And so it's like not all like negative. And so like keeping that in mind, whether you know whether you can figure out what that is or not, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it takes removing yourself 2 years to be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I learned that then.
Right.
But there's like purpose in this year. Like there's got to be a reason for this year. I had a year like that in 2017 with just a couple of deaths where it was like, okay, there's something bigger here going on, right? In addition. So, all right. Awesome. I'm so excited you're doing this. Alexis, let's hear.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes? No?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, because I've never realized, sorry, I had energized this morning and like just finished my workout before we started, so I'm still a little ADHD with it. Didn't realize I could press the unmute button on the screen of my car. Anyhow, whatever. So, I have been on Team Cup once. I don't really count it as being on Team Cup. Laura already knows. So I had a previous coach team, whatever. And so the upline, because my actual coach didn't do a lot as a coach. She was just a coach. I don't know. Anyway, so my upline person was like, you should be on Team Cup. I was like, okay, but I don't know anybody. Like literally, and this was several years ago. So like Zoom and things like that weren't as popular. And so she put me on a team. I think it was only maybe 4 of us. It might have been 5, but it was like, we got this team. All of us were brand new and we were pretty much all discount coaches. And so none of us knew what the hell we were doing. And I ended up being our leader for Team Cup. And it was like, okay, I can do this. I can be a leader. Like I'm a teacher. I can lead people, right? We can. And there was like 0 engagement, which for me to say, like, I attempted to do things and then there was 0 engagement and it was very soul crushing. And I was like, okay, well, I'm done. And I had 0 desire to be a coach other than discount coach at that point. And I was like, I'm done. Like I tried and I felt like I had no support from like the people above who knew what to do. And so at that point, I was just a discount coach. And it was in August, so I wasn't teaching. And so literally every day, it was like Beachbody coaching was my full-time job. Like I wasn't working because I wasn't, it was the summer. And so I really did try what I thought. I won't say I did like what you're supposed to. Like I did what I thought. And I tried, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. So that was my Team Cup. So I'm very excited to be on a team with people who know what they're doing and are fantastic. And I'm wondering if I took the wrong exit for the softball game.
Oh,
but
no.
We'll figure that out. And then, well, there's 2. Yeah, it's fine. So then the call with Julie, I was thinking like Rebecca, I was like, I think I need to listen to this call oh, nope, there's that turn I should now have taken, but that's okay. There's another one. I was like, maybe I should listen to the call like every morning, not every morning, like every week, just to remind myself, because it was a really good call. Because after I listened, when I got home, that's when I texted in our little group chat and was like, okay, here's my plan. And so I think the part of it that really resonated with me is that you have to have a big why. And I'm trying to remember one of the personal development books I had read or was listening to, maybe it was last school year, like last spring, but your why has to be big. Like you need to almost be scared of your why. And it needs to be intimidating because like she said, she made a goal of being able to buy this pair of sneakers. Well, she did that like the first month. And then it's like, well, why am I doing this now? So you've got to have that big why to keep pushing you. And I'm like, yes. And that was something I did or thought about while at summit this year was really trying to dig into like, what is my why? And my children, well, the ultimate why digging was so that I can be the best version of me for whatever part of my life that is. And a big part of that are my two girls. And my husband knows this. Like, I love my husband dearly, but he is not my flesh and blood. And I would do anything for him and all of that. But I also know that he's not my flesh and blood. My daughters are mine and will always be my daughters. And so my ultimate why is them. Me and then them. And so trying to be a good role model for my daughters, because there's so much crap out there, and trying to just show them like, you can reach your goals, you can work hard, you can be a strong female, you can have good relationships with people and not lose yourself entirely and all the other things. So like, me being the best version of me being the best mom, the best teacher, the best wife, the best me, all of that. And so I was saying, so I think I said one of my ultimate goals is I want to be able to take my daughters traveling. I think traveling is an important, speaking of my husband, he's now creeping on me here. I want to be able to travel with my girls. They love going places. It's funny, for very different reasons. My older daughter likes to go and like learn about the place and all of that. And my little one likes to go and experience the place. And so it's funny to travel with them and watch those very different personalities. But I want to be able to have Beachbody, fund amazing trips with them. My older one takes French and has been taking French. I think it's her 4th year. And so would love to take her to France. I've gone twice and I love it there. I want to go to Kauai because we went to Maui and it was beautiful, but Kauai is supposed to be even more amazing. And I want to go there with my husband, but I'd also like to take my children because, again, travel with them. Anyway, so her idea of this big why, which can be scary and big. So you have this big thing to reach for. And I always tell students, like, you got to reach. They say, like, reach for the star, reach for the moon, and then if you miss, you're still within the stars. It's backwards, actually. But if you reach high and don't make it, you still make it far. But if you don't reach high and you don't make it, you're low, then you're even lower. So making that big why is a huge thing to me.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. I really like
I did also like sorry.
No, keep going.
There's a delay since I'm in my car, but all right, I'm done.
No, keep going. You were going to say, I did also like
Oh, I did also like Rebecca pointing out how she was like, how Julie said, I did not survive the last year and a half to have, to not be awesome. And I'm like, yeah. And I worked really hard during like the pandemic and being at home so much, worked on myself a lot. Physically and mentally, trying mentally. I feel like I'm still, it's going to be a very big work in progress forever. Okay, now I'm good.
All right, that's powerful stuff. Hey, Alexis, do you need to go?
No, I have like a half hour.
Okay. All right, then we are going to keep driving forward. So for me, for Team Cup, I will share. First of all, I'm super excited. I'm super excited about this Team Cup. I already shared that I really love Team Cup when the synergy is good. If the synergy gets poor, it gets not as much fun. And so that's why it's really important to me that we have these foundational blocks where we know where each other's at so that we can raise each other up and truly be in this together, right? So that's really, really important to me. So obviously I'm excited. I'm super excited about the prizes. I think they're super cool. And in terms of the Julie Voris call, honestly, I've done so much in the last like almost a year now on realizing how important your vision is. Like your vision is everything, like everything. Like if you don't have a vision for what you want with this business or what you want with your life, really, I think the life is the bigger priority than the business, to be honest. The business makes your life happen. Then like, I will direct you to some calls I want you to watch and listen to. And like, that's fine if that's your PD this month, because getting your vision about your life and what you want is everything. When that's not in place, you're not going to wake up to do these invites or to do any of this stuff that you need to do for Beachbody if you don't have a reason you're doing it. Like, and for a lot of us, maybe the workout part has become like routine. And so it's fine. Like, it's no big deal. Right. And that's what you do because that's what you do. But to push yourself on the inviting and the follow-ups and all that, you need to have a purpose for that beyond inviting and following up and checking a box. Like, it's got to be bigger than that. And I feel like there's so many of us who create some sort of goal, but the goal will be given to you by Beachbody, or the goal will be to make Laura happy, or the goal will be something that someone else gave you. And that crap falls short every time. What you really need to be able to do this, and Julie nailed it, the sticky note, what's on your sticky note? And that's really what I want you guys to be thinking about. What is on your sticky note? Julie's is to get to Florida to buy. It sounds like she's saving up to buy a house in cash in Florida. That's what I was kind of hearing from her call. Like that sticky note's a little too big for me right now. Like the idea of a house in cash. My sticky note right now is to retire myself from teaching, but in all honesty, I'm kind of far from that too. So I'm trying to figure out, and I will figure out for you guys, because I think we need to figure out what are our sticky notes right now. And is your sticky note something for the month or something to pull you forward a little more? You know, my daughters really want to go to Disney. We're going to fund a Disney trip next year. And we don't really know where that money is coming from. So like when she was talking Disney, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, that could be like, I could actually do that. I now use my Beachbody to help pay our mortgage. I pay for cleaning ladies. I pay for all my products. I do the trips that I do. Like I pay for a lot of things out of Beachbody. And so I think I'm at the point right now where I have gotten comfortable with the money I'm making. And I don't feel like I'm raising how much money I'm making. And I think it's because I need to clarify that vision. So one of the tasks I have coming off this call is I want to know what's on your sticky note. Okay. And I literally want you to have a sticky note somewhere in your life where you're going to see it every day. It doesn't have to be on your computer. I know some of us use our phones. I don't care if it's on your bathroom mirror. I don't care where it is, but you're going to do a sticky note or write in marker or whatever, and you're going to put a picture of it in our thread. What is pushing you for this month? And I think based off what Julie said, I think let's just do one thing. If you want many things on the sticky note, fine. But I kind of like the simplicity of what's your one thing that you're doing this for to move you forward. And if your sticky note needs to be small because that's where your mindset is right now, that's okay. Like if your sticky note is literally like, I need to get $200 to pay my phone bill, that's fine. And if your sticky note is big, like you want to get a house in Florida, that's fine. The thing is, it's got to be something that resonates with you, that you believe is possible. It's got to push you. But if you write it down and you do not believe in your heart it is possible, it will not make you wake up. It is not the right sticky note yet. So I will tell you with this vision stuff, it's got to be something that, you know, is like, oh, I don't know how I'll get there, but that you do allow yourself to believe is possible. If you write something on there that your brain doesn't yet believe is possible, and you're constantly going to be fighting yourself on it, it won't drive you. Do you get what I'm saying there? So don't use Julie. Julie's been doing personal development for 12 years. Do not use her sticky note goal as yours because you think that's right. Your sticky note goal is the one that resonates with you. That's going to be like, yes, I want to get there. And by the way, her Nike shoes goal, I thought there was nothing wrong with that. But once you get to that goal, you need to be able to then level it up, right? So it's not about to me, it's not about a big goal. It's about a goal that will drive you. So whatever that is, that's what I need you to put on the sticky note. Does that make sense? Okay, so a homework is going to be to make your sticky note goal. It can be a longer term, or it can just be for this month. I don't care. Whichever one, you're going to take a picture of your sticky note for us, put in the group chat. Okay. The next thing that I was going to say is Julie's whole pandemic thing. That was freaking gold. You know what? We haven't survived this last 18 months to freaking just survive. Like, no, we are designed for greatness. We are designed for more. And this is an opportunity for us to push to that. And so I really, really, really just, when she was like, inviting people isn't hard. Not seeing my mom for a year is hard. Not seeing my daughter for a year is hard. Like, inviting people is not hard. I was like, that's freaking gold, because I was stuck so long in this business on inviting is hard. I'm not there anymore. I think you guys know that. Like, it's maybe hard for me to do the action at times, but the actual, like, I'm not scared of what people say to me anymore. I'm like, I don't care. You can defriend me, whatever, but like, it took me a while to get there. And so I was like, yeah, she really framed that in a way that made so much sense. And I was just like, yes, this is fire. The other thing is, at the very end of our call, she talked about body. And I've been struggling with all the things coming out and feeling overwhelmed and not knowing my direction. And she really gave me some clarity there. She also said in there at one point, she's like, they don't care what workout you're doing. Like, get over yourself. Like, that, no one gives a shit. And you know what? I'm struggling with 645 right now. I'm thinking I might abandon it because I like the program a lot. I don't like the 45 minutes. I'm really having a hard time. And I'm like, I don't know that I need to do that. Like, I could do something else, like, so I'm like, she gave me that freedom though, because I was feeling the same with body. I'm like, hey, where does that fit in? Blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, Walla's not coming to your house. And I'm like, oh, she's right. He's not coming to my house. Like, no one's coming to my house. So if you have been feeling overwhelmed by all the things, like, I think take a step back. She said in the beginning, the business has been the same for 12 years. You drink a shake, you read a book, you invite people, you work out. It really is that simple. And so if you're in your head about it, it's time to get out of your head. All right. So let's move on to a couple of things. Did you want to say something, Alexis?
Yeah. Sorry, I had to get my mute button again now that I'm
No
not in the car,
problem.
or not. Anyway, whatever. So that was something, and it might have been Rebecca that had reminded me. But yeah, so for me, definitely the inviting, I'm not past the, oh my gosh, what are people going to say? What are people going to think? I'm not past that yet, just so you all know. And I know the other day it might have been the Success Club group or the 30 group, where Michelle, who's not here, but I know Michelle enough to know she is going to watch this call, that she had said she sat down and then just invited everybody and her A's. And so yesterday, as I was driving home thinking about that, I was like, you know what? Team Cup, I need to get over, for me, I need to get over the inviting aspect of it. And that is what stops me, because I do go through like my list and I'm like, who's potential? And I know that's wrong. Don't you look at me. So I was like thinking about what Michelle said she did. And I was like, there are 26 letters in the alphabet. If each day I take one letter, then by the end of Team Cup, I would have invited before that, because there's more than, and I don't know if it's 30th to, or the 1st to the 31st, but I'm like, it would take 26 days to go through the list and invite pretty much everyone there. And if I put that on myself, like, you're just going to invite the A's, then it's like, don't pick and choose. You're inviting your A's. And even if they're like, no, thank you, if they reply, I know, because again, the good side of my brain is like, if they just reply, you've planted a seed. Later on, maybe they'll come back. You'll, whatever. And so that's kind of maybe what I'm thinking. But letting you all know, like, I still struggle with the inviting part. because for a lot of reasons. But anyway, I am afraid of the no, and I'm working on it. I've gotten a little better, but I'm not awesome yet.
You
So,
are working on it, and it's
I
amazing.
am.
And and what you're doing is you're taking in ideas from other people, which is an important part of this too, right?
Yeah.
Like if you just look at your coach to give you idea, well, first of all, Rebecca's coach isn't even coaching, neither is mine. You know, if you just look at your coach, you're only going to see this narrow lens. And so the fact that you're listening to more sources and getting ideas is super powerful. All right, so I want to transition to that the tracker I sent. Okay. I'm going to share my screen, but I don't know if that, like you guys on the phones, if you'll even be able to see it. Are you able to see it or no? Yeah. Okay. So there's no magic to this tracker. And if when you saw this tracker, you hated it, then just like share that and tell us what you're going to use to track. Like I don't need this tracker. I will say I designed this tracker because I think it will help drive you forward. Obviously the first two things, the workout and the Shakeology. Yeah, Alexis. Oh, you're muted.
Yes, I was going to comment and not actually say something, but I was going to say, wow, you use tables? I'm shocked.
Right. So that's a teacher joke. It's every worksheet I make. Anyways, okay. So workout, drink, shake, do your personal development, right? Like there's some basics. I do have a link here to some personal development stuff that I would recommend. If you're having trouble with vision, there's actually a section in there on vision that I would recommend. Then you're going to invite to the BOD group. This links to the invite script in case you're needing helping there. And you will invite to coaching. We'll have to figure out what is coaching time. We'll talk about that, or an inside scoop to coaching. I am more of the belief that I like inviting to challenge groups. And then after people are engaging with our stuff, that's where I like to get them to coach. There's debates on that. You do you. Definitely you're going to be following up and tracking people that you've invited. The thing is, your invites and your follow-ups, you should be tracking, right? Like you should have some sort of way you're tracking. I'll put that here. Both of these. I don't care what your way is. I can show you my way if anyone wants to know. It's really complicated and it's not necessary because I've seen very successful coaches who do it on pen and paper. So the beauty is not in the method. It's just that you have a method. Social media posts, you should be doing posts every day. You do not want them to be all about your health stuff. 3 health stuff a week, 2 about coaching. Coaching, you can be talking about all kinds of things. If you need help on that, you and I can talk privately, or we could have another call with the whole group. But you need to make posts about specifically coaching. And then like 2 other things about yourselves, like random crap. And the posts don't have to be overly complicated. You just need to have a presence. You need to be doing your story every day, have a presence. So that's like ideally 5 times a day or more. You need to be in the challenge group contributing, listening to the national wake up call. And if there's team meetings, do that. Now, the last thing says to do a Thursday review of your business. That's basically what this is. So I want you in the habit of looking at what you earned and saying what that money is being used for. And that should be one of your coaching posts at each week. If you just earned $15, guess what? You earned $15. Like freaking stop saying I only did this and did, so Laura's doing this and I didn't do this, or I could do that about me with other coaches. Like, no, stop that crap. You earned $15 you didn't have, and you can use it for something. And whatever that is up to you. But that can be something you can talk about. That you can like literally be talking about how proud you are of yourself because you're serving others and you're using it to make a difference in your life. And that never gets old. And guess what? When you share candidly your vision, people want you to win. People in your life want you to win. So don't run from this. I ran from it for so long. So I want you to reflect on Thursday mornings about what you earned and what you're using it for. And then I want you to look up your volume. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about here, then we should talk. And I want you to have a goal for that week. It doesn't have to be hard. Whatever that goal is that would move you forward. And I want you to fill out your diamond map each week. So some of you may have no coaches or preferred members right now. So these would be empty, but some of you might have a few. And like Alexis, I know she's an emerald right now. So she has someone on her left, she'll write a name there, someone on her right, she'll write a name there. And all of these are blank. The rest of these are blank right now, and that's okay. But this is the roadmap that gets you to diamond. And if every week you're just filling it out, it makes you more aware, this is where I am, right? And you start to get a vision for, ooh, I've seen people who put dates in the other ones, dates as in when they want more people, you know, when they're trying to fill up those. If that motivates you, cool. If it doesn't, don't. But know where you're at in relationship to the goal of diamond, because diamond is very, very, very possible and achievable. Tiffany's currently a coach. Tiffany's going to turn emerald this month. Like, she will turn emerald on Team Cup. I know it. Rebecca is currently a emerald coach. She will turn diamond during Team Cup, if not at the end of this month. I know it. Alexis is currently emerald. Alexis has the ability to turn diamond during Team Cup. Like, currently Michelle Bogart is a diamond. She could absolutely start getting, her goal is she needs to start getting working coaches. She needs to get working coaches this month. But being in tune with this is going to help you grow. My diamond map probably won't even be for my account. It's going to be, well, I'm opening a second business center, so it will be for that one. If you're like Michelle Bogart's diamond map, may be about building up her husband's account or something, you know what I mean? But it's like whatever's going to move you forward, just stay in touch with it every week. It's a quick activity. Does that make sense? Is this tracker going to work for you guys, or is this going to, like, is this okay for you guys?
Yes.
Okay. So I figured each week, take a picture of it, throw it in the chat. The other thing I wanted to say is I want you to, in terms of inviting, and actually in terms of like all of it, I'll be honest, I'm not going to tell you a number I expect you to do. What I am going to tell you is I want you to commit to yourself a number and stick with it. And if that number means that you want to invite 10 people a week, fine, just freaking do it though. Show up for you. What is your goal? Make sure you do it. If you want to invite 100 people a week, cool. I don't think we all have to be the same. I don't think we have to be doing the same numbers. We're very different people, very different. Some of us are motivated by doing a lot. Some of us shut down when we do a lot. I don't care what it is. What I care more about is that you commit to how many you're going to invite a week, and then you actually show up for it. So that's the second task I'm going to ask you to do. And I'll put this in our thread in a minute. I do want to know the number of invites you're holding yourself to a week. I don't care what the number is. You do you. Same with personal development. You know, they say 15 minutes a day. Guess what? That's really hard to me. It's hard. I don't care if you make your number 5 minutes a day. That's fine. You do what feels good to you and stick with it. But whatever you commit to, do it. That's the bigger part of this. The bigger part is to build those habits and build that consistency and build that reliability on yourself so that you really can get that sense of accomplishment. I was talking to Rebecca about this yesterday. To me, this Team Cup, well, let me back up. I talked to Kelly about my tracker, and she's like, where's your SC goal? What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't want it to be about SC. If you're doing the habits that you need to be doing to build this business, the Success Club comes. And while Success Club does drive me, like I try to get to Success Club 10 every month. I don't think that's the be all end all. I think the be all end all is you build the habits that create the system where you consistently will get Success Club because you're doing the things. And so my focus, while I love Success Club and stuff, my focus isn't on sales. My focus is on you guys, all of us being consistent, building those habits so that the Success Club comes because you're doing the things. And so that's why you don't see anywhere on there a Success Club goal. If that motivates you, write down a Success Club goal by all means. Like, I know Kelly thinks I'm nuts, but I was saying to Rebecca, Kelly and I are very different coaches, very different. Like, she's very driven by the Beachbody accolades. I'm like, I want you to have consistency. I want you to have regular habits. I want you to show up and become a better person at the end. Like, I want you to be a different person on November 1st than you were on October 1st in some way. And that can be, you know, through your business. It can also be through personal development, whatever. I want you to constantly be improving and being a better version of yourself. And I don't believe focusing on Success Club is what does that. I believe focusing on your daily habits and showing up and taking action is what actually does that. And so to me, if you're taking the actions, the success will come. In the Atomic Habits book, that's what I took away from it. You know, every team has the same, this is in Atomic Habits. Every team has the same goal for football to win the Super Bowl. One team wins. Right? The goal isn't what makes you the winner. The goal is what the goal is what you achieve if you have the habits, and if you form them and you get good at your habits, then you'll get to the goal. And so often we use the goal as the means to get there, when it's really, if you build the structure, you'll achieve the goal. Like, the goal is almost irrelevant at that point. So just kind of keep that in mind. I think if we track, if we show up, if we honestly do this for 4 weeks, I'm going to print that thing off too. You might need to print 5 weeks to get through all of October. I can't remember, but I'm going to have that too. That's going to drive us forward together. And if someone posts their tracker in there and they haven't done crap, then we show up and we ask them, like, what is going on? And reevaluate. What are you committing to this week, right? Because like, failure doesn't exist. Failure is in your head. So if something screwed up, you didn't fail, you need to reevaluate, get honest, and figure out what you actually want. And so that's what we're going to do. Couple other things I want to mention is I always say there's a challenge group starting the first and the third Monday of the month. So like, all my invites to challenge groups will be for the first and third Monday of the month. Kelly and I are working on a 3-day refresh as a team to do November 1st through 3rd. So any packs I sell this month, I'm going to encourage people to get a 3-day refresh so they can do it with us. That last week in October, we'll probably do, or maybe the second to last week in October, we'll probably do a push where we try to get people to join us for that anyway. So more to come about that, just so you know. And then we should do, the 5 of us together need to do a what is coaching. So we'll have to figure out a good date for that, or an inside scoop to coaching, where we all just share our stories about us as coaches. And if I just said that and that scares the crap out of you, good, then that's exactly what you need to do anyways. Because I don't care if you have no customers you've ever signed at all, you have a story of why you decided to be a coach. And that story is powerful. And sometimes me telling my story, my story is I've been coaching for 6 years and I'm kind of successful at it now, right? Guess what? That resonates zero with someone who hasn't ever done it. Guess what does resonate? Is someone who's new and they've signed up 1 or 2 people and they're actually helping someone. Like, that means more to someone who's never coached than my story, guaranteed. So we need the story of all of us to really help paint that picture. And so at some point, and we'll figure that out in the chat, we'll figure out a date that will work for us to do that. All right, so I just did a lot of talking. The big things that I'm saying are, I want you to have a clear vision, have your sticky note, right? What are you going for? I want you to figure out your number of invites you're committing to this month, or that each week. You can do it however you like. I want the trackers. I want us all doing the trackers and sharing in our group. Okay. And then I guess the 4th thing is we'll figure out the what is coaching. But those are the big things. Are there any questions, last thoughts, anything out there that we need to kind of clear up before we break?
When's our official start date?
Technically, it starts October 1st through the 31st. You can, if you want to, you can start using your tracker as soon as possible, and you can message us anytime. I'm not coming up with any, like, we have to message certain times, other than I think we should throw our trackers in every week. But I think just keep it free flowing and we'll be good. Also, I think if you're having a day where you're struggling, like, throw it in so we can help, right? Like, I have them, and normally I don't tell you guys, but maybe I should. Because maybe I could use some encouragement at times too. So, is there anything else that you guys are wondering? Okay, if you feel like you, like, business wise, or need some, like, some one-on-one from me, like, I'm totally open. So just message me, let me know. We'll do I can do calls every week even. Like, I want us to push through this. So whatever's going to help you is what I can do to show up. Okay. All right. Are you guys excited? I need some energy. There's a lot of blank stares right now. Are we okay?
Yes.
Super excited.
Okay. Are we ready to push?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I would. So one of the things you had said, I would love for you to send links to, like, calls that are good to listen to, because I like having, like, I can listen to this one on my way to work. I like listening to, like, the PD books on the way to work, but then I'm always like, I feel like I have to do that on the way in, way out. And then I feel bad when I'm like, no, I just want to rock out to music today. And so then I like, or in, one of them or the other, I like the calls.
Okay.
So I like those.
I will send some of those. The other thing is it's a book, but the 10X rule is, like, an amazing book. The author, I love the author. I don't know that he'll totally resonate with you, but
Yeah, no, remember I was listening to him in the spring.
okay. Yeah. So that one is a good one for getting your head in the, like,
Yeah.
So yes, I will send some of those. And how about if I send the vision and mindset ones? Do you think that would be good?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that was the ones you had mentioned. So, and that could be for anyone. If you listen to something and you're like, oh my gosh, this was a great podcast, go find this, or this was a great call, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Even if they are books, like, that's fine as well, because I have a running list of books I want to listen to.
Yep.
But yeah.
I'm gonna send my monthly intention call too. I know you've done one of those before, but that's really powerful stuff. I know Rebecca's done those.
Oh yeah.
Like, perhaps doing a monthly intention before this starts would really be, like, just freaking bomb. So,
Okay.
is there anything else?
Yes. You said you sent the tracker already?
I did, but I'll resend it.
Okay. I don't think I
It's in the
saw it.
thread. It's in the
Oh,
thread, but
okay. As long as it's in the thread, I can find it.
it is. Yeah, it's at the very beginning. I think one of the first things I said.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm super pumped. I'm gonna print my trackers today, so I have them ready to go and put dates on them and, like, get this right. All right. I love you guys. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you. See you
Thank
later.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, Tiffany.